Welcome to the Women in Vinyl podcast with Jen DiEugenio, founder of Women in Vinyl, and contributor Robin Raymond. This podcast facilitates conversations with those working in the vinyl record industry to educate, demystify, and diversify the vinyl community.
So, guys, welcome back to the Women in Vinyl podcast. This is episode 63. So it's my sixth episode, I think, ever, but 63 episodes must have been a long time. Like, it's a long ass time. So today I have Melissa from Rainbow Records in Delaware. Is it Newark? Newark,
yes,
Delaware.
Newark. Yep, not Newark.
Not Newark,
yep.
New Jersey, guys.
Yep.
Newark, Delaware. Owner of Rainbow Records, and you bought this store from the previous owner. So how long has Rainbow Records been around?
So Rainbow Records has been a store since 79. So this year is the 47th year that it's been around, and I am the fourth owner. Todd and Miranda, who owned it before, were the previous owners. So it was technically woman-owned before. They bought it in, I think, 2011. And I was in a band with Miranda, and so she ended up hiring me in like 2012-ish. And then I ended up buying the store in 2022.
That's so cool. Yeah, so this store's like been in the town for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. It used to be a chain. It like Newark is the original one, and then it kind of expanded out where there were like 5 or 6 other locations during the 80s and 90s. And then it kind of, as records got less popular in the 90s, it kind of like shrunk down back to the one store. So we've got like our one like standing strong
powerhouse store.
Yeah.
Which is the same with my dad. My dad branched out, had like another location, and then was like, no, I think one is good for me.
Yeah, stay focused on the one and make it like so good.
So Rainbow Records is in Newark. I've only been to your shop like 3 or so times, but I'm just trying to like imagine the layout. And I know it changes a lot because you guys carry a whole bunch of different things. But you have a lot of additional space. Like, I don't know where you're sitting right now or if you're in the shop, but that whole back area used to be storage, right? And then you opened it up to like a dollar room and like a budget area and stuff like that. It's a really cool layout. So you have a main room, then it opens up to like a back area, and you have all of your singles, right? 7 inches. Am I crazy?
So I think we've moved stuff around a little bit since you last were here, but basically, yes. Like you walk in, there's the main room where we've got all of like our used new arrivals and like the big genres of music, and then it kind of use around. And then on the other sides where we have like all our CDs and our cassettes and some of our like $5 records. And then, all the way towards the back again is another back room that used to be our storage when Todd and Miranda owned Rainbow. And when I bought it, I was like, we're knocking down a wall. We're making this bigger. We did not knock down the wall because I did not want to get in a fight with my landlord about it. And I thought we were going to have to knock down the wall just to put the record bins in there. I didn't think they were going to fit through the door, but they fit through the door. So we didn't have to knock down a wall, which is probably better in the long run. Now that's like our $5 and $1 budget room. And I am in the shop right now. I'm in the electric closet, which is my office.
And this is the world we live in.
Yes. It's like very hot in here, but like I can like actually focus in here because it's like just me and the computer and the records, and I'm like getting shit priced and doing stuff.
Oh, it's great. You really do have like it's the square footage and the layout is so cool, and the way that you utilize it is so great. So I just push everyone to go see it. And your nearest major city in Delaware is what?
So I would say our nearest major city is Wilmington, but Newark is actually kind of, I would say, probably the second or third biggest city in the state. Because it's a college town. The University of Delaware is here.
Okay.
And it's just a huge school.
Because when I visit you, I visit like Philly. I'm going to
Yes.
Philly. So you guys are just so close to Philly. I don't think of you as a Delaware store, but you are.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, like literally, I grew up 15 minutes outside of Philly, and then this is like 15 minutes from there. So and in fact, today, Austin, one of my employees and a friend of the shop, they are up in Philly today, like shopping at a bunch of record stores because that's like something you can just do on an afternoon. We live very close.
which is so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you've been in business since 70 what?
79.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah,
You
we
don't,
had our 45th anniversary party 2 years ago, I guess. Yeah.
and you guys really don't, I wouldn't like when I walked into the store, I wouldn't say you specialized in anything specific. Would you say you specialize in anything, or is it more just we have a little bit of everything?
I would say we have a little bit of everything. Yeah, there's nothing in particular that we specialize in. Because we are in a college town, we do try to have a lot of new stuff that people are looking for that the kids, I mean, they're adults, but
Of
you know what
course,
I
of
mean? The
course.
kids
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
looking for. And then, but of course, like we love used records. And because we've been a store for so long, we're very lucky that people just know who we are, even if we haven't advertised or they've never been here. And so when they're going to sell a record collection, they're like, oh, I've heard of Rainbow Records. Let's give them a call. And so we do end up with like a lot of used records. And I prefer used records to new records, but I would say we do about equal amounts of both.
I feel like record nerds will always say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great. You have to have the new releases, especially in a college town. Are you
Mm-hmm.
like the only one left? Because I know Long Play Cafe was there.
Yeah.
And
Long Play
then,
moved.
yeah, Todd
Um,
bought Long Play, turned it into International Groove. So what else is in that town now? Because I used to like visit a whole bunch of little cute shops when I
so
was near you.
there is in Newark a record store that is older than us. Wonderland Records is at the very end of Main Street, and they've been in the same building the whole time. I think they opened in 72.
Oh,
And so they are technically the oldest record store in Newark. Their record footprint isn't as big as ours. They're like more like head shop record store, whereas we
okay.
are like records.
Yes.
And then there's a new one that opened up down the street called Pop Culture Vulture. And they are a lot of like DVDs and CDs and games and stuff like that. And they've got a lot of like $5 records. They're like
Okay.
closer to like thrifting, but they're up the street too.
That's so
And
cool
so
to
yeah,
have,
we technically have 3 record stores in town.
that's awesome. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you had a really good setup when I went. Like you could just go spend the whole day on that street and in that
Mm-hmm.
area, just walking around little shops. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I know that you carry both new and used, and it's a lot of new, like a majority new. Would you say your main one stop is Alliance?
Yes, I
Or no?
would say, yeah, mostly a lot. I would say like probably 50% Alliance, 25% AMS, and 25% all the like the smaller
The
distributors.
going direct.
The direct,
And
yeah.
who do you go direct with? Like what's your backbone for like I have to get it from there because it's this much cheaper?
Matador, Red Eye, Secretly, ATO, Forced Exposure, Fat Possum.
Okay, everyone.
So
More or less like
yeah,
all the little guys.
yeah,
Okay,
all
great.
of it. Yeah, if I can get it cheaper there, I will absolutely do that. That way we can pass the savings on to the customer. But also, like when I buy from there, it reminds me of all these other things that I forgot that I need to order. Like if I order from Matador
Now you're
and it
looking at
has,
their full catalog. Right.
yes, like I know I need Radiohead. I know I'm going to get a better price for it there.
But oh shit,
And
I forgot about Bell and Sebastian. And I can get
yes,
it
and like
like
I have to spend $300 to get free shipping. So I'm going to be like, what else can I fill in here? Oh my
I
God,
can
I
pad
forgot
out
that
my
car
order
seat
with
headrest.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. See, I wish I worked at your store. I miss working at a store.
It is
Okay.
so fun. Like it's those things that sometimes when people are like, man, it's so cool. You just get to listen to music all the time. And I'm like, actually, the thing I least do is listen to music. And the thing I most do is look at spreadsheets.
Yeah,
But
actually
I
I'm
also
sitting
really
in an
like
electrical
that
closet
too.
right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So direct with labels. What about your Discogs? Do you guys list a lot on Discogs? Because I don't see your stuff often on Discogs.
We try to usually only put stuff on Discogs that's like some of our more expensive stuff, and we always will put it in the shop first and give our regulars a chance to
Of
go for it
course.
first, and then once it's been sitting around a little bit, we'll put it on Discogs. But yeah, Discogs we don't. I mean, we certainly use it. I mean, we probably still ship something from Discogs at least once or twice every day. It's not
Right.
like we're not on there, but it's certainly not our main focus. Like if it comes down to spending time listing stuff on Discogs or pricing new records and
And
putting them
putting them out
out
in the
like
shop.
all day,
Right.
every day, we'll price records and put them
That's
out.
great. Yeah, I do like, I mean, that is a huge concern for me is when I like I'm so excited about a person's Discogs. I'm like, I have to go to
Mm-hmm.
the shop. I have to go to the shop. And then you get there and it's like, all your best shit's on Discogs.
Right. Yeah, we want people to see like some of our
Why?
good shit on Discogs and then come in and be like, oh my God, they've got this is like a fraction of their good shit.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I know that you're younger. I don't know. I don't want to say like make you say your age, but
I am in my mid 30s.
oh right, I feel like we're the same age. I'm
Mm-hmm.
36.
Yeah,
Um,
you're only your own me. Yeah.
so do you guys use like TikTok or like are you guys mostly just Instagram and um
TikTok is making me crazy these days. But yeah, so yes, we're mostly Instagram, and we went from like very Facebook focused, and then like that became less popular, and so we're like always posting on Instagram like 4 times every day, probably annoying the crap out of people, but it works, so whatever. And then we use TikTok occasionally. I'm trying to get on to TikTok shop because we sell mystery boxes on Etsy, and it's just like 5 used classic rock
no
records, and
way.
they're all scratch free. And so we
That's
have like
actually brilliant.
it's really cool, and we do a lot of business on there, and it's a really good way for people that are like just learning about classic rock or jazz or soul or whatever, that they're going to get like Joe Cocker and Peter Frampton and Grand Funk and just some stuff that's like you would probably not pick it up just looking at it, but once you're listening to it, you're like, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I never thought about like curated mystery boxes on the internet.
Yeah,
That's
it goes
nuts.
super well, and it's like it's all those records that are kind of like really affordable records, but like
Yeah,
I said, you
yeah.
wouldn't pick them up
They're
otherwise.
they're common, but like okay,
Mm-hmm.
right.
And so like we sell them for like $25 a piece, free shipping.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and so we do like a lot of business on Etsy for that. And I'm trying to put that on TikTok shop, but we'll see. That's TBD.
That's so brilliant. I saw like a couple on Instagram was like, we're moving to Europe and we have to give away our entire collection because we can't bring it with
Mm,
us. And my first thought was like, yeah, that's really cool to give the whole thing away, but it's thousands of records. Like,
yeah.
I'd probably just make mystery boxes
Mm-hmm.
and just ship people mystery boxes for $10 until my records were gone. And like, at least I make some money and I make some people happy.
Yes, yeah. During the pandemic, when we had to be closed, Todd was making a separate type of mystery box where he would be like, oh, send me $50 and tell me a genre you like, and I will pick out a new record and 2 used records, or 2 new records and a used record, and I'll throw them in a bag, and you can do like curbside pickup. And so that went really well during the pandemic, and was one of the things that was keeping us open, because obviously people can come in and go shopping. And so Todd would kind of walk around the store and like take videos and would make mystery boxes. And then that kind of evolved into like, well, we've got a lot of $5 records.
Right.
People do seem to like this. And just like a lot of genres that you might not think about at all. Like our newest one is like yacht rock or
Right.
women in music. And like, yeah, it's like Hart and Linda Ronstadt and stuff, but like it's all good stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I love making the mystery boxes. It's a lot
That's
of
really
fun for
cool.
me.
I love that. Okay. And you have like a lot of regulars. You have people that are
Mm-hmm.
coming in like once or twice a week that you've known forever.
Oh yeah.
And you were once a regular,
Yep.
obviously. And the circle of life, it's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say all of the employees are regulars. That's just how you hire people.
Yeah. You know what? I said the same thing. I was like, how do you get a job at a record shop? It's like hang out at a record shop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
The
exact way to
answer.
do it. Somebody's going to be in a bind at some point. And they're going to offer you a job if they see you and
Right.
trust you.
So you are a record store day participating store.
Yep.
I know I actually, while we're on air, do you want me to start shipping your stuff today?
That would be great. We just
Great.
ordered 28 crates. So we are like, we're ready. We've got our storage solutions. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay, I'll be shipping your stuff later today.
Hell yeah.
I know that you guys have local bands all the time. That's like your big thing. You're always doing
Mm-hmm.
shows. Um, so you have a show that you were talking about before we hopped on here that's leading up to Record Store Day. It's the Thursday before. This should be coming out basically like the day before that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
tell everyone about that.
So on April 16th, that's a Thursday evening, we are having a record store day pre-party with some bands. We normally do shows here at the shop, but because we're going to have so much record store day stuff in stock that we don't have space to move things around to have bands here, we're actually having it in Wilmington at our local beer garden, which is called Maker's Alley. And it's like an indoor outdoor beer garden. We've got two bands playing, Redbirds and Lowercase Roses. Both bands have albums out on vinyl, and so that kind of like fits the theme. But we also have a traveling record store on a bus, and so we'll be bringing that out. There'll be sales on everything on the bus. There's going to be live music. It's free to attend. It's just like a good Thursday evening. Come hang out, prepare yourself for record store day. Come talk with us.
Right.
And yeah, just have some beers and hang out.
We got to talk about the bus, man.
Yeah.
Everyone listening's like, wait, bus?
Yeah.
Tell us about the bus.
So the bus.
Where
So
did the idea come about? How did you get the bus, man? Like, what's up?
so
What's the layout?
the bus was something that Todd had mentioned in passing years ago, that he was like, it'd be cool to have a bus to be able to move records around on. He had been to an event where Third Man had their record bus. Theirs is kind of more like an ice cream truck where it would, excuse me, have on the sides the releases they have, and they would like give out the window the record that you were ordering from them. And Todd was like, yeah, it'd be cool to have a bus. And then nothing came of it. And then 2 years ago, I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw a small school bus, like a short school bus. It was blue. It was in New Jersey, only like 2 hours away. And because there's something wrong with me and I'm a crazy person, I was like, Mike, my husband, we need to go look at this bus. This is the exact kind of bus that we are thinking about for a record bus. We were not planning to do the bus anytime soon. It was like part of like maybe a 5-year plan. And then all of a sudden it became part of the like
The
this
bus
week
gods
plan.
came
Yeah, the bus
down and
god smiled upon us. And all of a sudden, like 4 days later, we're bringing a bus home from New Jersey. And we took all we bought that in the spring of 2024.
okay.
And then we fixed it up all summer. Luckily it was already gutted. Like there was one seat in there.
I was gonna say, I mean, I haven't been to the shop in a while, but I don't remember a bus.
Yeah, no, the bus is
So I was
new.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, the bus is
bus?
new, and the bus lives at my house, and it's very obvious that it's the Rainbow Records bus. So anybody that drives by my house knows exactly
Like,
where I
that's where
live now,
Melissa
which
lives.
is great. Yeah, no, people be like, I know where you live, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Cool.
Um,
That's
but
awesome though. That's really cool.
yeah, so yeah, it was completely gutted, which was great. And so we took all our measurements. We built a bunch of record racks. We installed the record racks, painted, decorated, put down carpets. Like it doesn't look like a school bus on the inside anymore. It looks like a traveling record store. It's tall enough because it's a school bus. It's tall enough for people to stand in.
That's
unless you're
great.
like 6'10", you're still
Right.
gonna have to crunch over a little bit. And I think there's like over 1,200 records on
I was
there.
gonna say, like, how many does it? That's awesome.
Way more than I can carry in crates on a weekend to take to an event.
Don't rub that in my face.
Well, I got so
I'm lugging like 50 boxes at a time for my dad. My dad's setup is like 3 6-foot tables,
Oh my God.
all 3 bags, unlimited boxes deep. So it's
Hmm.
3 deep and it's 3 tables. It's terrible.
Well, and you grew
It,
up doing this, right?
it keeps me in shape. Yeah, like I was a fat kid and then I started doing this shit. And then I was like, oh,
Hmm.
all right.
So like, yeah, I grew my dad used to bootleg concerts. Like he would go to shows and record them and then put them on cassettes. And then he would go to all these cassette conventions. And so when I was little, I would go with him and haul all this stuff around. So I've been hauling stuff, music stuff for years. And it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't want to
My,
do that anymore. I need to take a break. And the bus is a pain in the ass in a different way. So like
right.
it's because now we're involving a vehicle. And anybody that knows anything about records knows that obviously leaving records in a hot
Yeah,
vehicle
yeah, yeah.
in the summer is a huge, huge issue. And you can't take them out every day because it's
Thank
an
you so
insane
much for
amount of
saying that.
records.
I actually like didn't think about that until just now. And
Hmm.
it's so funny because I travel and do shows and we load and we unload and we wonder about where we're going to park overnight. And we're like in parking lots looking for the best tree. And I never really thought about like a mobile record truck having that issue.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a huge problem.
that's actually an incredible thing to mention. So you should mention that because I've heard it so many times. Like, I'm just going to get a mobile record truck. Yes. Temperature willing, I suppose.
Yeah, like this
Um,
week now that it's starting to warm up a little bit, it's not so hot that we're running the risk of anything melting, but like every morning I go in there and put down the windows to make sure we're getting a cross breeze and it's not too hot in there. And it like we had a big thunderstorm the other day, so I had to make sure all the windows were closed. And like in the next couple weeks, we've got like a little portable AC unit that we have to put in there and run all day during the
it's
day in the
also really
summer.
smart.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's that we're hauling them in and out of the bus every day, and then we're back to the same problem as before.
So I
So
have like a mental disease where I would be like, this is great. For shifting. And I was like,
mhm.
I could take everything out and I could replace it with new stuff. And then someone next to me would be like, you fucking serious right now? We can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't change stock every week. You kidding me?
Well, we are about we are about to do that since now it's warming back up and we're back out doing spring events. I want to have like fresh stuff in there that people didn't see before when we were like selling stuff around Christmas. And so now it's like a good opportunity. Like we're buying a 700-piece collection tomorrow. And so now I'm like, okay, let's take 400 of those records and put that fresh stuff on the bus and take the old stuff out and put that back in the shop or mark it down. If it's been in the shop and then it was on the bus and nobody wanted, then we need to mark it down or whatever it is. And so like,
That's smart and
it's a whole
brilliant.
thing.
And that's the reason there's a flow and the reason that your shop is still surviving. So I think,
Yeah, just got to
um,
keep circulating stuff. Got to push it out. If nobody wants it, get it out.
yep, 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 yep. What else? Record store day preparation, I know is pretty massive for you because I'm not, we talked about Alliance being your main guy. I'm just like your buffer all for all your extra stuff. So how many boxes in total do you think you receive? Is it like going to be like 10 record store day boxes? You guys,
Oh, way more
you
than
order a
that.
decent amount.
We've already received 10, I would say.
Okay.
And that is not, I would say probably 25, if I had to guess.
And so Wonderland is participating or not participating in Record Store Day?
I think they don't. I'm
So
pretty
you
sure they don't, or they do, and they will buy like one or
just
two each of the
what they
popular
like.
releases.
Okay.
There is another record store in Wilmington, Squeeze Box, and they also participate. So they're the next nearest one that does Record Store Day.
Okay. So technically
Yeah.
you're the only game in town.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense for your orders then.
Yeah.
How many
Well,
people on
and
staff
in the
do you have?
state, me, Chrissy, Austin, Elena, and then we've got like a couple people that are in and out just in case. Like my husband will come in if we need and then we've got a couple people like Elena, who's one of our employees, normally does the bus, but like we'll have her in shop record store day morning.
Okay. Oh, so you have like a majority of your staff there on RSD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like we'll have 3 people in the morning, and then we'll all be there for that first rush from like 8 to 11 once the line goes away. And then like I'll send somebody home to go take a nap for 3 or 4 hours. And then we like try to break it up so that we're not all going crazy. Because then the next day, Sunday is crazy as well too, because then you can start listing your stuff on Discogs, and then the other people are coming in, and there's just like a lot going on that day. So we try to space it out.
Love it. I loved it. I was like
It's
the
so
only
fun.
person doing it. So I would just let myself into an empty, closed shop, so quiet at like 4 a.m. And I would just sit there and list everything until 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'd click unlist. I would sit there and click unlist every time I listed. And then I'd make it all live at 8, and I'd be like, fly, little birdies. And then I would pack for 6 hours, and I loved it. And most people were like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we ship a lot of stuff, and it might sound saucy, but on the day after, when we're allowed to start putting stuff online, it like makes me feel good when you've got like the resellers that are trying to sell a record for like $150, and I still have copies for $34.99. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, $35, and then people are like buying them from me, undercutting the scalpers, because that's not what this shit is about.
Such a good feeling.
Like it just feels like sharpshooting the scalpers, and it's a good feeling.
It's so nice. To the point where like I know I could probably just put this up for $49.99 and I could make the money. But instead, I'm putting it up for the exact MSRP because you suck, dude.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I hate that feeling, but I also love that feeling. So good for you. Yeah, that's great. All right. What kind of sales do you have going on for Record Store Day? Just so everybody around you knows.
So we don't do any sales for Record Store Day. We will be doing sales for our Record Store Day pre-party. Everything on the bus will be sale.
Gotcha.
But for Record Store Day, what we do is free with any purchase. You get a free poster. Our posters are always designed by a local artist. We never have an artist back twice, so they're like all so different every year. People are in the habit of collecting them now, so it's like
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun, and we're just so lucky to
have so
Delaware
many talented thing? The Dogfish had posters and the Rainbow posters, and
we really like art here. I don't know, like it's something that like Todd and Miranda were doing before I bought Rainbow. Rainbow started with Record Store Day like the year that Record Store Day started, and so that was even the previous owners to Todd and Miranda.
2008. Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know that Chris did original posters. I feel like he did. Like I feel like there was like this is just kind of
it was always like,
the thing, and so it's just like the obvious thing that you keep doing. And honestly, like it's easier on me because like for all posters and designs and stuff, I'm always on like Canva making shit, and it's easy to just be like, here, I'm paying you, you do a design, this is the dimensions it needs to be. It can be whatever the hell you want. I don't try to generally be record focused, but if it's not, as long as it's fun, like I also like whatever, it's your vision. And then they send it to me, and we have that printed on posters in full color, and then we also have it printed on shirts. And so the shirt's just like black or a color, and then that's printed in one color. So we give away posters with every purchase. Even if you just buy like a sticker, you're getting a poster.
So cool.
And then if you spend, I'm trying to remember, I posted this thing the other day. If you spend $50, then you get a sticker pack. If you spend, which is a bunch of like various stickers, like we do a lot of parody stickers. So like we'll take an album cover, like the most recent one we did is Rumors, and so instead where it says Fleetwood Mac and then Rumors underneath it, it says Rainbow Records Newark. And so we do like a lot of those. So it's like, so like if you spend $50 and you'll get a little sticker pack that's got like 5 or 6 stickers in it. If you spend $100, then you get the free t-shirt. And if you spend $200, then you get a swag bag, which has the stuff that Record Store Day sends to us, and then various other stuff that we collect throughout the year that we've been sent through distributors, or local bands will be like, hey, I just put out a bunch of CDs. Do you just want to like give them out and put them in your swag bags? And we're like, hell yeah. So if you spend $200, then you get all of those things. Like,
which
you get
is,
the poster,
I mean, at
and the
this
stickers, and the
point,
shirt, and the swag
like 4
bag.
releases at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, with the pricing.
No,
today.
truly.
So
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. That's considered a sale, and
Right.
I'll take it. How do you feel? I don't want to put you on the spot, so you don't have to answer. I wish I had like it was a drinking game, or like take a sip if you don't want to answer.
Right.
How do you feel about the RSD promo kits? Do you like what they send you every year? Because that's what you're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. The one with like the Dogfish
Head posters, and there's usually like a magazine.
Yeah, there was not a magazine this year. We actually got ours yesterday. So the timing on this is good. Usually I am so hype about them, and I am hype about this year's, except the Dogfish Head poster is usually this big.
Yeah, they're like
regular
11 by
size.
17.
Yes.
Something like that.
This year it is double the size. So it's like it's like 22 by like 37.
Yeah, 24 by 36 standard poster size.
Yeah, it is huge. And so it doesn't
save me one.
I gotcha. It's just so funny because it doesn't, all the other ones have been the same size forever.
They've always been 11 by 17.
And this one is massive. And it's a great design.
Wow, guys, you hearing that? Standard poster size, 24 by 36. Go out and get it.
I just can't put them in our bags. Like, they don't fit in the bags. And so, but the poster is great. And because we're in Delaware, we are so involved with Dogfish Head and stuff. Like, we're all Dogfish Head people. And so, like, I'm not upset about getting a huge Dogfish Head poster. I was just really surprised.
Yeah. Sam's a really good guy. You guys do his shows usually, right? Like that.
Analog to Go-Go.
Thank you.
Analog to Go-Go show.
And it's definitely fun. I'd love to do more shows there. And I remember talking to Todd specifically about that the last time we were there, and being like, we should just build this up more and do way more shows here, because there's so much space there. Yeah, it's only about 45-minute drive from us. It's so close, and it's at the beach, and it's really nice. And the food's incredible. Everybody that works there is so super nice. Right? Like, I don't have a bad thing to say about Dogfish Head. Like, there is a reason that they are like Delaware's favorite beer, and like I want to East Coast, because like they truly are wonderful. Yeah, I just made friends with the lady that manages the Dogfish Head Inn a couple weeks ago, because they are going to be doing some music stuff down there, and I do stuff I probably can't talk about yet, but I run a nonprofit up here that does like a lot of live local music, and they're doing something down there. So we're about to partner on some stuff down there. So that's going to be exciting. This is awesome. This has been like a very exciting episode. Holy shit. There's so many like cool things happening. What's the nonprofit? It's the Original Music Association of Delaware. What do you guys do? So we're still a fairly new nonprofit, but we get grant money and stuff like that. All the money that we pay to the government that they use for not good things, we try to take back to put back into our communities. Because during the pandemic, most of our local music venues closed. So everyone's kind of been an alert to finding places to play. People have been making it work. Like, I have a lot of shows here at my store. Squeezebox Records does shows. Jupiter Records, like a lot of the record stores do shows. Our local bike projects, our local like instrument stores, we all do shows, but we're not venues. And so basically what our association does is we make events. Like last October, we put on Wilmington Porch Fest for the first time. Okay. And so we were able to just make more events. A big eventual goal is to open a venue that is
not a this year project unless something like the bus happens, and then all of a sudden we own a music venue. Which could happen at any.
You never know.
Anything can happen.
Let's pray
I
to the
love
bus
to bite off
gods
way
just
more
really
than
quick.
I love to bite off more than I can chew, like, all the time. So it could happen next week and I wouldn't even be surprised. But so yeah, like this upcoming year, we're going to do a small music festival that is like bands that are new, that you wouldn't necessarily, that aren't ready to play a lot of venues yet because they're still learning about their levels and stuff, and we're there to like help them and get them sorted and be a band, book them at something, teach them, and then be able to help them go book shows at other places and just create opportunities for people in the area, because there's so much talent around here, just as I imagine there is lots of other places. But we are because we are a college town and there's like a lot of high schools here, and we are just like a pretty densely populated area, there is a lot of talent around here. And I'll get kids that come into the shop all the time and they're like, I play guitar, but I don't know any drummers. And so like I'll, direct them to coming to shows and just talk to people, and then they form bands, and then we want to book your band. And so like that's kind of what we do.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
It's fun.
What has since International Groove closed, Todd has just been on the road. Like you're doing shows with him?
So Todd does a lot of DJ stuff. He generally doesn't sell records anymore. He sold me most of his his stock, and so we now have a very robust world music section. International, yeah, cool. So, which is cool because Todd had so much incredible stuff.
I mean, that was honestly the most beautiful store I had been in years. It just looked so pretty.
Yes, it was like clean and everything was well organized, and Todd did a great job of putting like a little sticker on everything that said exactly what this is. Like, this is Latin bossa nova that also has like sprinkles of jazz or whatever. And so you knew exactly what you were getting into. And so so we have a lot of Todd's stock now.
If anyone's into any international music, please go to Rainbow, because I swear to God, Todd's collection is amazing. Every time I was in there, I went with my friend, and he would just let us, like, he would play records for us all day. Like, he wouldn't even let us leave. He'd be like, oh, you want to hear it? Oh, you want to hear it? Oh, you want to hear it? I'm like, well, we have a 3-hour drive home, but we want to hear it.
Yeah, you could just hang out in there all day.
I have beers in the fridge. You want a beer? I'm like,
yeah.
Sure.
I enjoyed going over. I always was in there longer than I intended to be, because I'd be like, oh, this is cool. And then, do you want a hard seltzer? Yeah, okay. I can hang out.
All right. So that's awesome. I love that. I just want to mention, my boss might not be happy to hear me say that we don't talk enough, but we really don't talk enough, because you're just such an easy account. You order, I ship.
I try not to be a problem.
Like, you can ask me you can bother me as much as you want, but you just don't. Staff members, we've talked about. Social media, we've talked about. Do you personally have a favorite genre, or are you like all over the place?
I would say I am all over the place, but when it comes down to like what my favorite bands are and what I'm generally going to put on at the shop, it's going to be like indie, punk, grunge kind of focused. Like, one of my new favorite bands is Model Actress. I'm a huge fan of Sloth Rust. So like Amyl and the Sniffers, like Greenie Girls, like all that kind of a lot of the like European and Australian punk and punk adjacent stuff is like what I've been into recently. So we listen to a lot of that at the shop.
Okay.
Austin and Chrissy are huge Grateful Dead and King Gizzard people. And so I
Well, King
would
Gizzard has
say
made so much at this point. It's like they've made
yes.
something for everyone. So if you don't like King Gizzard, you just haven't been looking deep enough.
Well, that's what I tell people, because a lot of people get very overwhelmed when they're like, I've heard about this band, but I don't know where to start. And then I'm like, okay, what do you listen to? Because like
Right.
my favorite Gizzard album is Infest the Rat's Nest, because it's a great 80s style thrash album.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then Petro Dragonic, whatever, is also like that. And so I like that one. But that's not everybody's jam.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, if they're like, oh, not that anybody says this, but if they were like, oh, I'm really into microtonal whatever, I could be like, oh, here's the one for you. But like,
Yeah.
usually if they're like, I'm into blues, I'm like, okay, like, here, we'll direct you to some of the early stuff.
I mean,
yeah,
that's why it's very important to have a record store, know your record store people, because they will help you navigate your journey as best they can. So
yes. And what's really rewarding is, because we're in a college town, we'll get people in here that are like 17, 18, 19, and they're buying like, and no shade to these artists at all whatsoever, but they're buying like Green Day and Taylor Swift and the Beatles and like big name stuff, and that's great and that's awesome, and those are all fine artists, nothing wrong with them. But then like by the time they're graduating college, like they're into like hard bop jazz and
yes.
and you just like see this progression. And
we just talked about this
crazy.
On the last episode, dude. We just talked about this, and it's so fun. It's so weird how like you just get to know someone so well that music, it doesn't matter. Like genre doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
You've just grown with them musically, where it's like, I think I said on the last episode, he came in looking for Thin Lizzy, and he just talked to me about the new Bad Bunny. So it's so wild to just see like kids grow up throughout the 4 years, that, especially if you're in a college town, what they grow up as or what they grow up listening to, that just kind of molds them, and it's your job to mold them to be just like you if you want to, which I think is really fun.
It's fun, and it's so funny to me now too, because I've worked here long enough to see that like the kids that would come in when they were thinking like classic rock, they would think as I think about classic rock, like Beatles, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all that kind of stuff. But now that they're much younger than me, their classic rock is like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and stuff like that. And
which
so
is
then I
so
get to,
wild.
Which is so crazy to me, because I'll be like, yeah, classic rock. And they're like, do you mean Nirvana? And I'm like, first of all, calm down. Don't put me into
where
an
I
early
want to
grave.
say the F word. Like,
yeah, 100%. I have to be like, no. But then I do get to introduce them to Zeppelin or Pink Floyd or the Beatles, because their parents didn't listen to that. And so that, and then they're like, oh my God, you say, oh, have you heard Steely Dan? Like, you like kind of show music, you might like this. And then they listen to that and they're like, oh, this is kind of bangers. And I'm like, yeah, no, it is.
yeah, I mean, it's great. You need to have that. You really do need to have that. All right. I mean, I don't really have any more questions for you. Do you have anything else to add about your shop? Why people should come visit? Why you're the best? Because you are the best. I have your glitter sticker somewhere here.
Oh, we love glitter stickers. Our sticker game is on point. That's why you should come visit us.
I drove from New York when you got the glitter stickers. I was like, oh shit, well, we have to go now. And then we just I spend entirely too much time on Canva, because besides, like I was saying earlier, that we do the album cover parodies, like we just did a Plantasia one the other day. Cool. But we also do like Delaware foods ones and like East Coast kind of specific things. So people that are from here, if they know about Old Bay seasoning, we did an Old Bay one, and we have a Grotto's Pizza one and a Wawa one, and Scrapple one. So like if you're from the East Coast and you know these things, like it's just like kind of funny. I immediately know my best friend wants the Wawa one, so we'll get you the Wawa one.
Yeah, that one's fun.
All right, well, Melissa, it's been great.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I really did want it to be a shop that, someone might not know about, like an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
And just to come visit because it was such a cool trip for me. And I know that Long Play moved to Pittsburgh and is now
Mm-hmm.
Rosie's. I know Todd's doing his own thing, but you're still standing strong.
Yep, we are here.
And you have a bus. So
And we've got a bus, so we're traveling to a city near you, maybe.
damn right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you again. This is so fun. I love any excuse to chat.
Wait, I have one more question.
Oh, yeah.
I did this last time. Okay. I did this last time, dude. There's one specific question. If you have a dream 7-inch, if you could have your own dream 7-inch, you specifically, I know it's so much stress. Side A, side B, it could be anything, dude. It could be anything. What would it be?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Isn't it the worst? Because they've done this to me 4 times and I never see it coming anytime.
Oh my God. So I feel like it would have to be something of like a live show of something that I've seen that I would be like, okay, this was worth. But like most of the things, a lot of the bands that I've seen live that were like a religious experience, they already have like those on,
right?
So I don't know. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, most of the live shows I've seen, I'm like crying at like a Motorhead show, or
like I'm thinking about
there's plenty of those.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm thinking about when I saw like Flaming Lips or The Cure or something like that, where you're just like, this is really incredible. I'd love to have this live, but like there's plenty of Flaming Lips live things out there.
Right,
That's
but
not
you know
hard
what?
to find.
That's not your 7-inch, so pick your moments. Give me your 2 live moments that you would want side A, side B. We'll do it that way. That's brilliant.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just say if I had my dream 7-inch, it would be music from one of my bands that I've had in the past, because none of my bands we've like had CDs, and we've never put anything out on vinyl because it's expensive, and you have to know that you're going to at least stay together for the next couple of years so that you can sell them.
Robin's going to be listening because she's the host of this show. It's not me, it's you, Robin. So Robin, if you're listening and if you'd like to make a lathe cut for our beautiful Melissa here, side A, side B of her 2 bands, she would love that because she doesn't have one.
Yeah, we're doing a Rainbow Records Christmas album. In the 90s, Rainbow Records had put out this album that was a bunch of local bands playing Christmas songs that they either covered or they wrote, and they put it out on CD because it was the 90s. People weren't really pressing records much. And so people ask about that album all the time. Like it's this huge like Delaware cultural thing. And so this year I was finally like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to press a record of local bands covering Christmas songs or writing their own Christmas songs. So I started.
That's so fun.
And it doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or, whatever, solstice songs. It's just the holidays.
Yes. The rest of you Schutzmans out there.
Yeah.
You heard her.
Yeah. We're doing the holidays. And so, Rainbow's going to put out an album for Black Friday. It's going to come out Black Friday. And we will have a lot of local bands on there and probably mine. So maybe it won't be a 7-inch. It's going to be a whole 12-inch record with like 12 local bands.
That's really cool.
And so, that's like a big, cool, fun project we're doing.
Keep an eye out for that, guys, in November. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
You're the best.
I'm so happy to talk to you. This has been fun.
This episode has been brought to you by Women in Vinyl and Red Spade Records. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe, and you can always contact us directly by visiting www.womeninvinyl.com.